Hi everyone, welcome back to Dentist Interview Guy. I hope you've subscribed already. If not, make sure you do. Hit the button, I think it's below. Okay, so today talking to you about how to research jobs. Before an interview. So what I would do first of all is look at the company website, look at relevant information on that website in terms of there's usually like a careers page, other jobs in the company, some case studies. Maybe they have some nice HR videos in terms of like employees who worked there recently, and that's a good way of actually seeing if the role that you're applying for, they have anyone talking about working there who does that job today. Another thing would be if it's a public company, looking at the earnings from the company. Like each public company has a quarterly earnings report, and in that earnings report it usually highlights like top line objectives for the year, typically what their revenues are, their margins are. These are all good things to research to really show the interviewer how you've done your homework. And as I've said before, if you're planning on getting a job for a few months or a year, why wouldn't you put quite a bit of work into this research? I'd do at least 2 to 4 hours of just looking at the company website and interviews and everything else. And that brings me on to point number 2. As well, what I would look at is if there's any presentations online, so that maybe any of their sales teams use or they use for customers or something like that. There's a great website called SlideShare. LinkedIn actually own it now. LinkedIn owned by Microsoft as well, but you can see maybe the decks that they use in terms of presentations. So just do a quick search in there in SlideShare for the company name that you're actually going for to find some relevant material. Another thing as well, I think if they look at maybe on YouTube or on the company website for interviews with the CEO, it's a great way of looking at like really recently what's the biggest things the company's focused on or challenges. Really good to know this background stuff so you're really well prepared. There's nothing worse as a hiring manager, where I've hired plenty of people, when someone really hasn't done their homework in terms of like the company that they're interviewing with, and that really, it's really hard to fake that. You'll know as an interviewer when they mention something, they obviously read that X, Y, or Z, so on and so forth. Okay, then tip number 3, look at LinkedIn for people who do the role that you're interviewing for, if people are doing that already. So look up some of those people. Usually a lot of people put like their achievements or their area of work in terms of their job description, but it will give you a bit more detail than the job description that you're going for in the job, as in they might detail some of their clients they work on, some of their key results, so really what's important to them. So that's tip number 3. 4 is case studies. A lot of companies, especially even B2B, B2C companies, they have case studies in terms of like working with their customers or clients. Look at 1 or 2 of them. It'll be pretty straightforward in terms of like, you'll see the case studies that are very important to that company. They'll be highest up in that kind of case studies page. Just Google it, company name, case studies, and look at some of those videos or one-page reports, and look at some of the key stats. So to relay that information back in the interview in terms of, I noticed you had these amazing results for X, Y, and Z. That person who's interviewing you will definitely know their case studies. Cool. Then last one is it's kind of linked to the previous one, but looking at their customers and really understanding the customers they have. Why are they clients of theirs? What value are they driving for those customers to be clients? And that's a key one. Or looking at partners or customers. Why does this company exist, basically? Make sure that you know that, do your research. So that's it. They're my 5 tips for being really well prepared ahead of a job interview. Best of luck with the interview. Please let me know if you got the job, or if you would like me to do any other videos. Leave comments below, like, subscribe, tell your friends about Dentist Interview Guy. Thank you very much. Goodbye.